We can't give any excuses in terms of war, in terms of energy crisis, in terms of global meltdown. It's down to poor economical management. It is that simple. But it's also down because, you know, people are not voting for the right politicians. And if we know and you can see what's happening to the country right now, you don't think that's about time to stop using social conformity, then you start voting for the right leaders, for the right politicians. It's something that you and your friends and your family needs to be much more aware of, because there are good people out there that would do a much better job than the current politicians. You just have to vote for them, and also you have to find and support them as well. It's very important that you do that if you want to have a prosperous country, if you want to have a better future for your children. So because the news media outlets know that 70% of the population will believe in them and follow their narrative, then they use psychological techniques to persuade that. You see, the media is also the ones to be blamed. And we individuals have to put the media under a lot more scrutiny and under pressure, because we have to demand them to be unbiased and to follow the code of conduct as well. So then they will provide unbiased information for the population, who are you and me, right? So we need to put them under pressure. We need to pressure them so they have to comply with the code of conduct of being unbiased, right? So they have to show to the population the right candidates and ask them the right questions and giving equal opportunities for candidates. And because the news media outlets know they can use social conformity, and they know that 7 out of 10 will believe in what they have got to say, even though knowing that's not true and it's not factual, it's not the right candidate, they still do that and use manipulative techniques to change the political scenario. Is a sign that we have to fight against psychological manipulation a lot more. So we need to be resilient and make sure that not 7 out of 10 will be conforming with what they are trying to insinuate or the kind of narrative they want to bring in. So this is the reason why you have to be really resilient, because it's very difficult to break down that cycle of 7 out of 10 forming with the fake narrative that they have deployed. And a lot of people resist to different perceptions of the reality. Let's just put it that way. Let's say that you're supporting a war in a country A, and then I'm saying, actually, this is a bad idea. I think you should support country B, and I give you my arguments. Let's say then my arguments are more valid and has more reasoning, but you still support country A in that war, and you're doing the wrong thing, right? So this is the problem. So you have to ask yourself a lot more questions, because maybe you're being manipulated by the media, and this is the reason why you are supporting country A because of social conformity. And your friends, your family, your partner, people you know, your workmates all support that country A, but that not necessarily a good thing for you in the long term, because maybe if you support country A, then there will be an energy crisis, and then also your country will have to send money to country A, which will take money away from the economy. And then there will be more refugees that won't be processed and will get into your country with no regulations that will take up the housing sector. And there's not enough housing within your country. But so those refugees from country A will come and take up all the property that's available. And which means that your people, for instance, the British people, will start face a lot of issues, because the house market will not offer them housing anymore. Rents will go up, and also the working class won't have empty spaces in case they need properties to rent. And so then there will be a lot of British people becoming homeless. And so that will have a really negative effect within the economy just because you were not supported country A in that war. And so then within the UK, your own country, a lot of people will be in poverty and there will be no empty properties so people can rent and the rents will really go up because all the influx of refugees that were not processed got all the properties available with easy. It's a really complex situation that sometimes the media is brainwashing you, but at the end of the day, it's the wrong thing for the UK, for you and your family, your friends, and that might well send you into extreme poverty.